Over the past month, one pattern has contributed to 3 major tournament wins on 3 completely different lake types. In this video, I'm going to explain how pros are taking advantage of the shad spawn, but not in the morning like most anglers do, but instead in the afternoon after the bass have stopped actively feeding. It's a really unique strategy that puts all the big fish in the boat. Let's get into it.
You do see a little wad of something here. Don't know what all of those are actually. There's a little bit of shad. If we zoom into this, don't know what all that is. There's some fish. Those aren't bass, but I'm just gonna mark this as a fish icon. There's actually a little bit more happening here as well, right in this area. That's kind of interesting. Let's take a look at this view. So there are a few fish. They don't look big and they don't necessarily look like they're bass fully, but we do have, there's some shad though right there, some really nice shad. Those look like they might be even bigger gizzard shad as well. And if we take a look at this view, there is a fish in that bait ball. So we can see, actually, it's kind of interesting. You can see there's nothing here on the 2D sonar, but on the down scan, you can see that big ball of shad, and then you have one arch. That's a fish that's in the middle of that bait ball right there. So that's really interesting. And that's actually a good quality fish too. Looks like a nice bass. So we do see at least one bass on bait out here, which is a decent sign. If we can find a few more of those isolated bait balls with bass around them, then I feel pretty confident we can actually just start targeting those fish. But I'm not going to mess with those quite yet, because I want to make sure we can see a few more in the area. I don't like just fishing for like one isolated deal. We have a lot of bait and shad out here, and we also have these rocks. So we're gonna graph over here to these rocks and just see what else we have going on. If there's maybe some fish setting up on these rocks, that could be really good. I'm seeing a little bit of activity as well, kind of just out here on side scan. A little more activity out here as well. Nothing that's making me want to stop immediately and make a cast. But there are a few, just kind of, looks like there might be a few rough fish. There's a few fish here. That rock pile right there, that rocky stretch, is a little bit deep. It's out here in like 20 foot. So I would say that's just a little bit deeper than what I would want to actually be fishing. So I'm going to make my way through here and just see there's actually a really nice arch that's setting up. That's a bass right there in that 15 foot of water right there. That's a bass right there. We're going to mark that. There's enough fish kind of just in this area. There's another nice kind of ball of bait. I'm kind of curious with this shade right here, if maybe there's a little bit of a shad spawn still happening. There's a tiny bit of shade still happening here. We'll see. I kind of want to work my way around this point. I can see some shad kicking, so there might be like a last remains of a shad spawn happening on this bank, and there are some fish kind of roaming around. And that's something that you can find a lot of times, guys, is a shad spawn happening this time of year. And I just potentially want to run down this bank really quick and see if we can get 1 or 2 bites. There's a nice fish right there again. So another really nice fish. Oh, that's just, I don't know what that was. I thought it was a nice fish. It's just a random dot. But I want to see if there's anything around this point. There's some bigger chunk rock, if I remember correctly, around this point. A few random arches. There's a nice bass right there, setting up on the 2D right there. So there are some fish in this area. Definitely quite a few. You can actually see them kind of scattered out through here. Really interesting. Quite a few fish. Mark this with the fish icon. Mark that. There's another bass, looks like. So we have these. These are probably, again, early this morning. There's probably a shad spawn going on out here. I want to work my way around this corner because there's a little bit more flat rock that I marked on Google Earth. See if there's anything happening further out here. And if not, we're going to spin back around because there's a tiny bit of shade on that bank. We're just going to fish for like 10 minutes just to see if something happens. There's a really good chance we might pick up like 1 fish or 2 fish. I don't think there's going to be like, you know, a massive group of them here, but there might be something. We'll also kind of check this flat rock. Is there anything down there? Nah, nothing really. So it doesn't look like there's much on like just this harder structure, but I do see that shad down that bank over here. Looks pretty good. It's worth at least a 5-10 minutes of fishing, kind of give us an idea of what's happening on the lake right now, if anything, and then after that we can start moving. But let's make a few casts here just to see. Okay, so we got the active target 2 in the water here, and so we can see there's a bunch of blobs out here. Unfortunately, just from looking at these, I don't think these are bass. These might be right here. I don't know though. We'll give them a shot, but I'm pretty confident that these are gar, unfortunately, just based on how kind of blobby they look. There might be some bass though way down there deep on the bottom. Kind of see how these fish react. Where'd my bait go? Oh, one's following it. He's trying to get it. Get it. There's a big gar following my bait. So you can see how long that arch is. So that arch right there is, or that thing is very long. About to see him come surface here at the surface. He's right there. Yeah, there's a gar right there. You couldn't really see him, but there's a bunch of long returns here. When you get these really long returns, a lot of these are not going to be bass. Now there are a few dots further up here on this point that are closer to the bottom, and we might try on these, but I mean, we saw kind of a mix of these arches and dots that didn't look like bass, and then there were a few that did look like bass. So get it, fish. Got him. What is this? This is a bass right here though. This is one of those arches that look like a bass, I guess. Nice one right here too. Oh my goodness. What do I got? Oh, this might be a white bass, a striper. I think we got into the striper, yeah. Striper. Okay, so not what we were looking for to start the day, but a lot of times when you find these striper up here, they'll be mixed with the largemouth as well. So it's a decent chance we're gonna be able to catch a few fish here, potentially. If not, just have some fun catching these nice striper. Nice fish right there. Beauty on the core tackle strut head, 3/16 ounce with the Bass Tricks hover tricks. He cracked that thing at least. That's a lot of fun. That little strut head is a great bait. I actually I had a few other rods rigged up and I tied on the strut head just because I saw all these fish, and the water's a little bit more stained here. There's a bunch of them up there. Don't know what those all are, but there's a few bass mixed in. That would be awesome. Just working that bait out there, dropping it down to him right now. Bait's down there at 50 feet, right over the top of those fish in 20. And I'm just gonna shake it over the top of their heads, see if any of them wanna come up and eat. One of them's looking at it. Come on, fish. There's one in these bushes up here. Got him. There we go. The edge of this bush. There's a bunch of fish on the edge of this bush. I wonder what this is. This is a largemouth? Because if this is a largemouth, this is definitely a pattern we can run. Oh, it's a nice smallie. Okay, we are on it now. So this is one of these fish. I'm actually casting at the waypoint I marked earlier. We actually marked this fish on 2D, if you guys remember, and he was right on the edge of these bushes. And these fish are here with this shad spawn, and that fish absolutely choked it. That's a good beaver fish too. He choked that thing down his throat. That strut head, guys, I'm telling you, is awesome. It's a mid-strolling head that you don't have to tie a loop knot with. You just tie it normally and it absolutely catches them. That's a beautiful fish. Solid 3-pounder. That'd be a 4-pounder if it was a pre-spawn fish, but just a post-spawner. Again, that Bass Tricks hover tricks on the strut head. Let's get back out there. That fish was in one of these bushes on the outside edge, right on our waypoint, right where we marked them. I knew there was gonna be some bass mixed in here. Freaking good one too. Oh, okay, so that fish ate it fast too. Like as soon as that bait got in and around that bush. And it's kind of interesting because like right here, fishing in front of these bushes here. So like you could 100% just target these fish without forward facing sonar and just fish the outside edge of these bushes and do the exact same method I just used. Graph through the area, look for these fish on the outside edge of these bushes, knowing there's fish in the area, and then just fish through. 100% doable. So I don't think you have to use forward facing. I'm just using it today just to demonstrate the power of what we can do here. And this is cool because it's up here in like 10 foot of water. But you can just find these fish normal as well and just target them. But there's more fish around here. I'm seeing a few. I gotta kind of lock in here now that we caught one. So let's switch this range down to 30 feet. It was a little bit deep. There are fish down this bank. There's a fish right up here, about 60 feet out in this little crack. Let's see if he wants to come up and eat. Oh, he hit the crap out of it. That was another good one right there. Okay, So he came up and hit the crap out of it. He's still there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up a wacky worm, Cortaco weedless wacky shot, firing right back in that exact spot. Let's see if he actually eats the wacky rig. So I'm gonna drop that thing down there. It's falling at 45 feet. He's looking at it, he's looking at it. Follow it to the bottom fish and eat it. There's another one on it too. There's 2 of them there, and there's more past it. Oh my gosh, there's this little, got him. Oh no, he's hung in the tree. You can see him swimming around in there. Get out of there. Ah, he broke me, dang it. No way, how did that happen? Oh crap, okay, 1 second. I need to get situated here. I need to grab another rod out. Let's see what we got going on. So there's some bushes up here. I feel like these fish around these bushes are going to be more likely to be bass than anything else right now. So we're gonna focus on these fish up in these bushes more so than anything right now. Because obviously that's where we caught our one nice one. Oh, eat it, just get it. Oh, he hit it, he tapped it. That was a nice bass, I feel like. He tapped it, but he didn't get it. My goodness, okay. Yeah, there's some fish up here. What are they doing over there? Fish just randomly busted. I'm just gonna throw my minnow over there. Got him. Don't know what this is gonna be. One just busted. I just fan casted over there. Blind casted, but see if this is a bass or if this is another striper. Oh, it's a big largemouth. My goodness, guys. Okay, so obviously you don't need forward facing. This is not a forward facing fish. I just threw the jig head minnow over there. Watch that fish bust. We're in this area. You freaking catch a tank. That's a big largemouth for beaver, guys. That's a solid 4.5 pounder. Oh, he choked that strut head with the Bass Tricks hover tricks. If you guys have not picked up the strut head, I'm telling you, it freaking works. It's a jig head minnow bait or head that rocks the bait super well, and you don't need a loop knot. That is just a beautiful, beautiful beaver fish. Let me get weight on this guy real quick. Big eye him a little bit, 3 pounds, 9 ounces, but still a solid 3.5 pounder. Beautiful fish. What a nice one right there. Getting back down in the lake. Let's try to get another one, guys. This area has got them. We marked them up with traditional electronics, just like I always do, and then we're utilizing the forward facing, and that fish, again, non-forward facing fish. I was just casting at a fish that was busting and caught him. So you can get in these areas without forward facing. Use the stuff I'm showing you here with the 2D sonar and all that stuff, and find these fish and catch them. Now, like these fish out here, they're just like randomly swimming. I have no idea what these are. These fish are going to be a lot harder to target, or almost impossible to target, without the forward facing. So I'm not expecting you guys to be able to catch these fish without forward facing, but the other fish we were targeting, the one in the bush and that one I just randomly casted at, those are 100% catchable without forward facing. So I haven't had much success with these fish anyways, the ones that are just randomly out here swimming as it is. So it's not like I'm hammering them out here doing this. There's one coming for my bait right now though, come on. Don't know what happened there. Didn't get it, okay. Let's spin back around. Let's keep rolling.
After catching those 2 nice bass, I caught a few more striper and also lost a decent largemouth, but I felt like the area was starting to kind of slow down, so I wanted to relocate and find another similar shad spawn area that may have a few more active fish.
Okay, so I was actually making my way over to the next spot and saw this really nice long boat dock that sticks out in front of me here, and it runs right in the mouth of a major creek. And it just looks like the perfect spot for some post-spawn bass. And I just wanted to graph it real quick just to see if there's anything around it, if we see any shad or any bass on side scan and down scan, because this is the type of area right here. There's this dock to the right side of me here that is just a perfect shad spawn location. It's a perfect spot for the bass to potentially group up after they move out of this creek. Don't know if they've made it out this far yet to this type of deal, but I wanted to check it out really quick. And it's always good to keep yourself honest and keep these type of areas honest, because if you can find the right little stretch of docks and stuff, you can absolutely hammer them. And there are some bait fish right there already, right off that dock post right there. You can see some shad right in here, which is definitely intriguing to say the least. I'm gonna graph on the other side of this. I didn't really see anything in terms of like a bunch of fish or anything. that would jump out at me on the side scan or anything, but if there's some shad pushed up on this deal, there's even more shad right there. There's gonna be some bass somewhere on this deal. There's more shad right there. There's a lot of shad. There's gotta be some bass pushed up underneath these boat stalls and docks and stuff. It's hard to always pinpoint them out because they'll get so tight underneath these boat dock stalls. But a lot of times you can skip a wacky worm underneath these deals this time of year and catch some really good ones. I want to see if I can catch out any fish on side scan or on 2D just to see if there's any other shad or anything else that might pop out. It looks like there might be a fish or two. It's really hard to see on the side scan always with this deal because again, these fish will be suspended up high, but it does look like there's a potential here. Let me just roll in here real quick, and I'm just gonna make a few casts because we saw the bait fish here, and I don't know, I just have one of those gut feelings about this spot. I think we might be able to catch one on a wacky worm here. Okay, so let's see how good this boat dock is here. I made my way around to the end of this thing, dropped the forward facing, and there are so many shad. Oh my gosh. We marked all these shad. I gotta get a bite off some of this, right? Look at how many shad are in this area. There's fish. I don't know if these are crappie or bass or what's going on here, but there's so much stuff going on. One of you eat it, come on. There's bait popping and kicking and doing everything in here. There's gotta be a bass or two. There's a bass underneath this dock, 30 feet underneath that thing. There's a boat in that stall. Oh my gosh, I need to pick up a minnow or something. This is crazy. There's so many fish here, it's unbelievable. And a lot of it's probably not bass, but there's gotta be a bass or two around somewhere. So much shad activity, it's unbelievable. They're just kicking this. Definitely this morning there was a shad spawn bite on this dock. Almost guaranteed. My bait is as big as a lot of these fish, so I think a lot of these are crappie and just other stuff right now. But there's gotta be a bass or two mixed in. There's a bass kind of chilling, I think, 65 feet out from this. Let's see if I can hit him on the head. He's kind of over here further out. Away from this dock, which is interesting. See him at 65. Need to hit my cast on him. Come on, get it. That's a bass. Get it, fish. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, that's 100% a bass right there. Come on. Just get it. Eat it. Oh my gosh. He didn't want it. I thought I was going to catch that one. There's another one over here. There's a few bass just kind of cruising off the end of this dock. Get it. Got him. There we go. I don't know why those other ones didn't get it. That one did though. All in front of this boat dock. Good one too. Found those shad. Good largemouth, my goodness. Oh my gosh, guys, these are all largemouth too. You just gotta find the right one in the right mood. And I just had a funny feeling about this spot. I knew that there would be some fish setting up potentially on the shad. This thing barely has it on the outside of the mouth too. I think those other fish were just kind of nipping it. Oh, that's a good one though. We'd have a freaking bag today, guys. That's all on that strut head. That's what I caught on earlier today too. The Core Tackle 3/16 ounce strut head on that Bass Tricks Hover Tricks exclusive to coretackle.com. Beautiful fish, another 3.5 pounder. Beauty, let's get a weight on him. Solid 3 pounds, 2 ounces. Really nice fish right there. Gorgeous right there. On Beaver Lake, I'm always gonna take 5 of those every day of the week. That's my third 3 pounder already today too, guys. Every single one of them has come on that strut head too. That strut head is not just a wintertime bait. It works great this time of year in the post spawn. I need to get another of these flash tricks on there, the hover tricks. But again, 3/16 ounce strut head, and it's been the only thing I've really been able to get these fish to commit to today. They really get aggressive on it. They're not biting great because of the conditions. The bluebird skies, no wind, it's not really helping them commit to the bait, but we're getting in areas that have them. And I just had a gut feeling about the spot. We didn't really see any fish necessarily on 2D and down scan, but we saw the shad on these cables, and I just had a feeling there was gonna be some fish around here, and there definitely are. Let me actually change this camera battery and change out this bait, and then let's keep fishing. Okay, there we go. Took my coat off, put on another hover tricks here. Let's get after it. For some reason this morning, the hover tricks was just the only thing I could get these fish to react to. I don't know why they were so keyed in on this bait. The other baits they would kind of get a little bit interested in, but they wouldn't really kind of attack. And it's not like they're eating this very well. I don't know what the deal is today. They've been biting pretty bad, like just nipping at the bait, barely missing it, but every once in a while you get one that will come up and absolutely crack it. And I don't know why that is. There's a couple right here. A lot of them are doing that. They're just swerving it, missing it, 20 feet out. This doesn't look like a big one though. But they just kind of are swerving it, but they get way more interested in this hover tricks than they do in a smaller minnow. I was trying to throw a smaller minnow earlier today, and they just weren't really liking that at all. These are all the shad and everything that we marked. Probably some crappie and stuff mixed in too. But I don't think that we really should be even targeting these fish that are around these cables. It seems like the better quality fish are just kind of out here randomly, which is weird. I don't know why that's the case, but they're just, maybe if it was more like in the middle of the day or earlier in the morning, these fish would be up under these boat docks more, but right now they're not really on the boat docks. They're just, you can see there's some fish out here on the bottom, and these are these bass that I'm targeting, and they're just on the bottom out in front of these boat docks. I'm dropping my bait down. You can see one's about to probably rise up and grab my bait, look at my bait, 55 feet out. I'm just dropping that bait down there closer to the bottom. Here comes one. Come on. Oh, he came over and looked at it. Oh, he's still on it. There's these fish there down here on the bottom. And these are the bass, the better quality bass at least. They're in 15 to 20 foot down on the bottom. You can see that one right there. It's another bass. In front of his face. See if he comes and reacts. Missed the cast on him a little bit. He's swimming this way. Don't know where he's going. There he is though. Come on, my bait. Nope, didn't want that. He's cruising around. Right there he is. Come on. Interestingly, he's not really reacting to my bait super well. The one that's close to this dock. Really weird. He didn't react to that at all. Okay. So there are more fish up underneath this dock. I need to make some casts up underneath that dock as well, but the fish that I feel like I had the most interest from, and I feel like are maybe the more catchable ones, are actually the ones just out here randomly out in front of these docks. And this happens at times. I actually find this happens quite often this time of year, that you'll have these kind of random roamers. Here's one, come on, get it. Just have to figure out the right bait and the right way to get them to bite, because right now they're kind of not that aggressive. I just wonder if maybe like those fish that are down there, if you could throw, look at that little cement block though. That's a perfect looking spot. Again, little cement block, a couple of fish down there. Here he comes, come on. Come on, eat it. Come on, get it. Oh, I tried to keep it away from him quick. Here's another one, there's like 2 or 3. Come on, get it. Oh, he hit it. There's like 4 or 5 good ones there. One of you just eat it. Come on, one of you just come get it. Oh my gosh, look at all of them down there. There's so many of them. Unbelievable. Got him. Finally, one of them actually came up and got it. Nice largemouth, or nice spotted bass. Good one. I don't know why they were so picky about getting it, but there's a bunch of them right there. That one actually got the minnow pretty good. Here we go. When they eat it, they've been eating it pretty good today. It's a nice keeper spotted bass off a nice little rocky piece out here. Get that guy back down there. See if I can drop back down right below the boat. There's a bunch of them right here. It's dropping straight down below the boat. Got him. Oh, just a little guy. Okay, well, that's about what we've probably been seeing a lot of that might have been snapping at us. Not a big fish to end the video, but it is a fish. Let me get us off this dock. He at least ate the wacky rig, and it's a fish. So anyways, we caught a nice 3-pounder here and kind of showed you how this deal works. I feel like there's better quality fish here as well. I mean, we saw a 5-pounder bust. There's some other quality fish. I just need to move to a new spot and try to figure out another way to get these fish to bite, and that's just kind of what I keep doing, guys, in these videos, is trying to show you different ways I audible and find fish. And a lot of times it's these small adjustments, pull into like this boat dock thing, catch a 3-pounder, then run to another stretch and maybe catch another 3-pounder. And if you can stack those 2 or 3 or 4 times in a row, you're gonna have a great day. You just have to fish the moment, really figure out what's happening on that given day. Today, again, I caught the 2 fish I did catch in this video on that core tackle strut head, 3/16 ounce 3/0 strut head with the Bass Tricks hover tricks, exclusive to coretackle.com. So sweet little head. It works great without a loop knot. That's the reason I like this head. It will rock the bait without a loop knot, and obviously it works, catches some good fish. I've had 3 3-pounders on today, 2 from an earlier video, and I still don't feel like I found the best deal going in terms of getting these fish to bite. I did, throw the wacky rig around some, caught that last little fish on it, but nothing super crazy. So the conditions aren't the best. No wind, bluebird skies, like I mentioned, a little bit like a north wind if there is any wind. So not ideal, but we're still putting fish in the boat. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this video format. And other than that, see you guys next video.